truly have never met someone that hates America more than Megan Rapinoe.
Megan Rapinoe is easily one of the most unlikable people in women's sports because she makes everything political. Just to be frank, she's an unlikable bitch.
Megan Rapinoe is one of the most famous American soccer players ever, American female soccer players ever, but she absolutely hates this country and everything it stands for, and she makes that abundantly clear whenever she can.
The US women's national team is one of the most prolific football teams in the women's division, winning 4 Women's World Cup and 4 Olympic gold medals, far outperforming the men's national team. Despite the gigantic success of the US women's national team, they remain the most disliked sports team in all of America. Americans literally celebrated the downfall of the team in 2023 after they were knocked out in the round of 16 by Sweden in the 2023 Women's World Cup. Comments like, when 90% of the country was rooting for their team to lose, you know it's bad. Cheering for Sweden was the most American thing you could have done in that game. Never thought I'd be happy to hear a US team losing.
The United States women's national soccer team was eliminated from the World Cup yesterday, losing to Sweden with this penalty kick from Megan Rapinoe during a penalty shootout between the teams. Let's watch.
Rapinoe right foots it over the bar.
The loss seems to have triggered a reaction from conservatives. Digital strategist Eric Spracklin tweeted, "Trump called it back in 2021 on Megan Rapinoe. The one with the purple hair, she didn't play too well." He never misses.
I got in a little trouble. I said that our women's soccer team was supposed to easily win, but they went woke. But the one with the purple hair, she didn't play too well.
Megan Rapinoe, a 2-time Women's World Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist, 2019 FIFA Best Women's Player, and probably one of the most influential soccer players in the United States. All these accolades fall short when you compare the amount of disliking most American citizens have for this sports legend. Megan Rapinoe is an outspoken social justice warrior who gained global attention in September 2016 when she knelt during the anthem. This gesture was in protest against police brutality and racial inequality in the United States. Months later, US Soccer added a policy requiring players to stand respectfully during the playing of the national anthem at any event in which the federation is represented. Since then, Megan has followed that rule, standing during the anthem, but she regularly does not put her hand to her heart, nor does she sing along like her teammates.
She always has to be the center of attention, for example, kneeling down during the national anthem.
She is the biggest disgrace and embarrassment to America. And of course, in her final game with US Soccer during the national anthem, she refused to sing or put her hand over her heart.
Megan's former teammate Carly Lloyd openly described Megan's protest as a distraction from what they are supposed to do, that's to play soccer.
Your teammate Megan Rapinoe, of course, she's joined Colin Kaepernick by kneeling for the national anthem, but she's the first athlete to do it while wearing a uniform representing the United States, so a little bit different. You said you've supported her, but that it is a distraction because we're talking about it. Have you said face to face to Megan that you find that it's a distraction?
Yeah, absolutely. I've had a lot of conversations with Megan. We're both on the same page. I mean, we both respect one another. I'm not, trying to diss her cause in any fashion. I think it's great. I think she's bringing conversation to the table about some tough situations that are going on in the world. What is a distraction is the actual action of it. People are only talking about the kneeling aspect of it.
One prominent person who was very vocal about Megan Rapinoe was former US President Donald Trump. Megan said she was not going to the White House in the event that the US women's national team secured the World Cup.
I'm not going to the White House. No, I'm not going to the White House. We're not going to be invited.
You're not going to be invited?
I doubt it.
She then went on to furtherly explain herself and why she would urge her teammates to follow her footsteps.
Would you go? Would your teammates go?
I would not go, and every teammate that I've talked to explicitly about it would not go.
Everyone that you've talked to?
Everyone that I've talked to, yeah. I don't think anyone on the team has any interest in lending the platform that we've worked so hard to build, and the things that we fight for, and the way that we live our life. I don't think that we want that to be co-opted or corrupted by this administration.
Now that led to Trump reacting to her comments on Twitter, and the president tweeted, in part, women's soccer player Megan Rapinoe, which he actually used the wrong Twitter handle on that one, just stated that she is not going to the effing White House if we win. I am a big fan of the American team in women's soccer, but Megan should win first before she talks. Finish the job. We haven't yet invited Megan or the team, but I am now inviting the team, win or lose. Megan should never disrespect our country, the White House, or our flag, especially since so much has been done for her and the team. Be proud of the flag that you wear. The USA is doing great.
After winning the 2019 Women's World Cup, the celebration was about equal pay.
Equal pay! Equal pay! Equal pay!
If you are from America and you are watching this video, you would know that this equal pay agenda became massive, and who was on the front of it all?
We've filled stadiums, we've broken viewing records, and yet despite all of this, we're still paid less than our male counterparts.
Megan Rapinoe, a star of the team, speaking to Congress on Equal Pay Day.
If it can happen to me, with the brightest light shining on us at all times, it can, and it does, happen to every person who is marginalized.
The public got to know that the women had actually been paid more in total compensation than their male counterparts. So basically, they wanted more money. No one actually gave a shit about equal pay.
I don't watch female sports. I don't know many females that do. By the way, if you're still somebody that's following the clues of the Scooby-Doo mystery of why women athletes don't get paid as much as male athletes, there you go, because there isn't quite a market for female sports because females as a whole have different interests. Not to say that there are not some remarkably talented male athletes out there, it's just that women don't support other women that are playing these sports and therefore they can't sell the ads. Anyways, I don't have time to explain to you the economics behind this, but it's not because of sexism.
In 2020, the US Women's National Team turned their jersey inside out to protest against pay discrimination. Some of them even stopped singing the national anthem and showed no ounce of respect for the country they were representing.
I am so ticked off at those losers on the women's soccer team who couldn't bring themselves to even put their hands over their hearts for our national anthem. You know, never mind sing a bar here or there. If you don't know all the words, shame on you, especially when you're representing our country. But, you know, sing a bar here or there. The Vietnamese, who we crushed, were out there, hand on the heart, singing loudly, you know, all together. Not one felt the need to really belt it out on Team America. There was one girl, I think she was from Arizona, she did her best, but there was no belting. If that had been me, Paul, if that had been representing my country out there after a lifetime of hard work, I would have been so thrilled. I would have been singing at the top of my lungs, just like I did at my July 4th party where I hired a marching band and dressed up in colonial wear.
I personally think this was the beginning of the downfall of the US Women's National Team because probably from their back-to-back wins, they felt untouchable and felt like they deserved everything. But as for Megan, she had a whole lot coming up for her. In 2021, Subway customers were boycotting the company because Megan Rapinoe appeared in their adverts.
Backlash over ads featuring Anthem kneeler Megan Rapinoe adds to Subway's woes. The Subway fast food chain has been struggling even before COVID, but many franchise owners also felt that hiring U.S. soccer star and national anthem protester Megan Rapinoe as a national spokesperson was no help at all. And for the past 5 years, I think Megan Rapinoe's been doing stuff with Subway. This really hit an uproar, a fever pitch a year or two ago when you had headlines like this: Subway franchisees are fed up with Megan Rapinoe's TV ads. This is from August of 2021, where legitimately people were coming forward and saying, we're having direct impact based on these advertisements because people hate Megan Rapinoe that much. And that's not really a surprise. You have someone who is a terrible representation of the United States of America, who hates traditional Americans.